Hello. So, first and foremost, you are amazing. Second, thank you for watching. And third, please come back every time. Okay, this is for those who want and who can do more. You have options in the description below. May I suggest that you join a membership program, check out the perks, and pick the one that fits you best. If none of it really fancies you, then simply donate to the channel's Buy Me a Coffee page. But regardless of how you spin it, but you watching from start to finish, liking, commenting, subscribing, and all that good stuff, especially interacting with me in the community, does help push the algorithm as well. So no matter how you spin it, you're amazing. And I'm only here because of you. Thank you. I am taking this very brief moment to acknowledge all the new members that have signed up. I see you. I absolutely see you. And of course, thank you. Okay, listen. First, let me just get the easy stuff out of the way. Stick to the end of this video. I have something special that I want to show you. It's about something that's been circling the internet. I have opinion about that. I know nurses follow me, but I want to hear what you guys have to say about that. Okay, enough about that. This story today about, I'm going to call him Chucky. I know it might sound disrespectful, but wait till you hear what I have to say. Because this is not okay, normal. I don't even know how to call this. This is going to be a very difficult video to make because I have to be very sensible about how I move and how I tell you something, right? So I'm going to hide behind you because I don't think I'm brave enough to really tell you exactly what I feel inside it and what I would do unless you tell me first. I'm going to hide behind you. I am not that brave because it's entering a realm of uncomfortability that I don't think I've dealt with yet, at least not in public with the world. So please excuse me for being a complete mess, but I'm not liking this boy already. And the parents, and the school. Who else am I going to blame? The state. Sure, why not? All right? Listen to me. For those who are new here, I'm Alistair Insecure. This is my point of view. Let's get into it right now because this is too messy. This boy is not okay up here. He's not like a 6-year-old with a motive of murder at 6? So the teachers blow it up. And throughout the lawsuit, we found out a few in-betweens. And they're being very careful about what they say because it's still underage, it's still a minor, right? So we still have to follow the law, including me and you, right? I'm going to read this to you. Are you ready? Hold on to your purses or book bags. Forgive me. The notice of claim, which was obtained by the Associated Press through a public records request, outlines behavioral problems the boy had at Richneck Elementary School and troubling interactions he had with teachers and students. Honey, this is troubling times 5,000. 5,000. 2 days before the shooting, the boy slammed Zwerner's, that's the teacher's, cell phones and broke it. According to the claim notice, he was given a 1-day suspension, but when he returned to Zwerner's class the next day, he pulled a 9mm handgun out of his pocket and shot her while she sat at a reading table, the notice says. Okay, let me tell you why this is important, at least for me to tell you, because I'm putting multiple dots together, right? I read between the lines. The first stuff that they showed us about this situation with this boy was that the teacher put her hand in front of her and she was shot through. This right here says that while she was at a reading table, so which means she was sitting down, which makes it even worse. Now, to pull the gun out of the bag means it was really close range. This is not, oops, I pulled the trigger. This is, the boy went to bed. I'm going to get you, teacher. Woke up in the morning. I'm going to get you, teacher. Oh, please, I'll get to the parents in a second. I know what you're thinking. I'm not done with them. Please, hold on a second. Gets the gun, goes to school. He is intent on killing her. Oh my God, that is so scary. A 6-year-old. Let's continue. The notice elaborates on allegations Toscano outlined last month, that's the lawyer in case you're wondering, in a news conference. The document says that several hours before the shooting, at least 3 teachers and staff members warned school administrators they believed the boy had bought brought a gun to school? Whew. The boy's backpack was searched, but no gun was found. And administrators did not remove the boy from class, lock down the school, or call the police. Listen to me very closely on this one, because I was looking on the internet and they were talking about like, oh, please shut down the school. Guys, this is an elementary school. What do you mean? Do we need to have gun detectors in elementary schools too? Why not kindergarten? It's like, it's getting a little bit ridiculous. I understand the heat coming towards the school system, but we can't have gun detectors. Okay, fine. Maybe we should. Like, look. Now we need gun detectors everywhere, boy. Yeah, I guess now we should. Now we should. And a gun protocol, you know what? I eat my own words. I guess we should. With Sandy Hook? Yeah, sorry. Please, America is rich enough. Taxpayers, come on, get to work. We need to secure schools. Absolutely. I take that back. But listen, that's not even the point. The point is, 3 teachers and staff members warned school administrators. They believe the boy had brought a gun to school. Now, I pondered on that line when I read it in real life. In real life. This is not a cartoon. This is real. No, in real life. Because I was saying, what would make, because these administrators, and this, they would go to school for kids, handling children. And you get a news that a gun is brought to school. What makes them dismiss that? And I was pondering, and this is the first question to you. What do you think it will make school administrators ignore 3 teachers saying the same thing? Sorry, a little burp, well fed. What do you think would make, here's what I think. I think because the kid is such a pain in the ass, they were like, oh God, I don't want to deal with this. Okay, can we hope for the best? Hope for the best that we can finish the day soon? Yeah, let's do it. I don't want to deal with this kid. Please, he's gonna punch me, he's gonna choke me, he's gonna pull my hair. Absolutely not. That's the only reason I can think why administrators will ignore the warning of 3 different teachers involving a gun. So, the next line says, the boy's backpack was searched, but no gun was found. Please, if the 6-year-old is smart enough to smuggle a gun away from his parents' eyesight, what do you think? Do you think you're gonna find in his backpack? Do you really think so? No. This kid is already very devious. And this line taught me something very important. It showed me a level of intent that is absolutely scary. And that's why I chose Chucky. Because Chucky is just a doll, right? A little redhead doll with blue eyes. Until he gets the knife out. There's the level of intent and premeditation. It's out of this world. I don't even know what to say. I'm so perturbed. This is a 6-year-old kid. That's not even mom and dad's fault at this point. By the way, I don't know why it gets. So then one of the heat that people were getting is that how come the administrator did not remove the kid from class? I can tell you this right now. It's because they looked at the boy's backpack and they didn't think a 6-year-old will go through this level of premeditation and hide the gun until the right moment to pull the gun and pull the trigger. So here's my second question to you. Do we try this boy as an adult? Because he's thinking like a grown man. By the way, I know it looks blurry in this area. It's not, it's the lighting. Me and my mess. I'm improving as we go. It's the lighting. So, because the computer screens are here. So you get more light from this side than you do this side. So it's less blurry if I go like this. Hi. But the problem is that my big old head is hiding all this mess. Hi, Koberger. Right? So, anyway. So yeah, that's my question to you. Do we try this little Chucky as a grown-up? What do we do? What do we do? I think, look, I'll get to my point. I'm not even done with the first article. Listen, let's continue. I started this article at the bottom. which is some of the stuff that we sort of know. But if you go all the way up to the top at the beginning, and here's where a weird dot gets connected. So the headline is, a 6-year-old Virginia boy who shot and wounded his first grade teacher constantly cursed at staff and teachers, chased students around and tried to whip them with his belt, and once choked another teacher until she couldn't breathe. And here is my last question for this segment. Okay. Teacher, if you're a teacher, if you're a special ed teacher, because anyway, what do you do? Okay, better yet, if you're being choked by a 6-year-old, what do you do until you couldn't breathe? What do you do? This is where I'm going to hide. Because, honey, let me tell you something. I'm a nice guy. Until I'm not. Okay? I'm a hide. So, okay. What do you do? You're being choked by Chucky. What do you do? I'm waiting for your comments. You write something because I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Are you ready? I'm punting him. Are you out of your mind? Are you crazy? To the point where I can't breathe? Honey, kid or not, you're being punted down the stairs. What? What? You know what? This even went even further. To the point where teacher was like, I'm like, teacher, are you serious? Are you really just going to sit there and being choked till your life is... Are you really? What? And listen, the key word is constantly. And they use commas. Yeah, in between, right? They use commas. Constantly cursed, constantly chased, constantly tried to whip, and constantly, and even once choked. So he was a complete terror. A terror. A terror. What would you do? What would you do? What would you do? Okay, let's discuss the parents a little bit, just a little bit, because I'm following this case, and I hope I'm selling this to you good, because this is not going to stop at the school district. Do you understand? This is going to go all the way up to the parents, because there is... In a press conference a few days after the shooting, police chief Steve Drew detailed the shooting, saying that the boy fired one shot, hitting his teacher's hand and chest in what he called not an accidental shooting. Authorities recovered one shell casing from the scene. Per ABC News, and it's believed that the boy was subdued by a school employee by the time police arrived. This is an important piece of information. They wouldn't say that if this was not significant. You know what that means? That means he pulled the trigger once, and he was definitely going to pull the trigger again when he realized teacher was not dead. What? 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 Look at him with his one tooth. Look at that. You can't see the gun because it's the same color as his skin color, but the gun is pink. Please. Baby with a gun. Crazy. No other children were physically harmed, but the elementary school has been temporarily closed ever since. So, my next question to you now, would you send your kid back there? Absolutely not. That's what I would not do. Look, the comments will be on fire. Make sure when you comment, keep commenting as I ask you the questions because I will go through them. I enjoy them so much. Olympia would not be going to that school. You might say to yourself, well, Alistair, what you going to do? Not everybody can just pick up and go. You're right. I would write a letter to the governor. I would be like Sarah Boone. Listen, governor, I don't know who you are. I need a school bus to take my daughter from my address to the nearest new school. Thank you. Police escorted. Tax dollars, get out of here with this mess. About the tax dollars, let me tell you something to the criminals who act stupid and the people who don't understand why it's important for you to vote. Because when you make a mistake over there at the courthouse, who pays for it? I do. Okay? When you, the state, has to defend yourself, who pays for it? I do. When we have to pay settlements, who pays for it? I do. Yeah, guys, our tax dollars, these criminals are eating on your dime, doing everything on your dime. Please, when I vote, I investigate. I'm such a mess. I'm having a good time. So, like I was saying, when I vote, I investigate. I make sure I look at everything about you. Yeah, people take those tax dollars for granted because you don't see it coming out of your bank account. But honey, it's your money paying for all of this mess. It's you. It's you. And they have the audacity to ask for a holiday. Stupid. But back to the parents. Because this is where they need to go to jail. I've said it. They need to go to jail. And I'll tell you why. Let me sell it to you. Give me a second. Don't throw tomatoes yet. I told you I would dodge them and eat them. Listen to me. So the family made a statement very late, by the way. The family made a statement very late. They made a statement when it's starting to get really hot, and they said, our family has always been committed to responsible gun ownership and keeping firearms out of the reach of children. The firearm her son accessed was secured. This is where I told you in the first video I made about this, it wasn't secured. I'm sorry. It's like saying, the sky is blue, but I don't know what analogy to use. It wasn't secure because if it was secure, he wouldn't get the gun. Come on. This is legal lingo. This is legal lingo. If it was secured, he didn't get the gun. Sorry, mom and dad. It was not secured. And no further details about the security of the gun. But let's look at the protocol put in place due to the kid's acute disability. Please, acute disability. This is a behavior and mental disability. Severe. And then I'll ask another question. Let's look at the protocol they put in place for that. So, regarding the disability, the family said the boy was under a care plan at the school that included his mother or father attending the school with him and accompanying him to class every day. Not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Not Monday and Tuesday. Every MFing day. Every day, all day. All day, every day. That's very significant. I'll tell you why. Please, mom and dad, they have other kids. They're busy. Raising kids is a lot of work. Oh, yes, it's exhausting. Second thing, listen. Grocery shopping, I don't know. Parents also are human beings with lives. Please, we don't spend all day dealing with these little rugrats. Do you know what I'm saying? We have all this stuff to do too. Life continues and moves on. So how severe and how acute is this disability that is required a parent? And that particular day, there was no parent that day. So not only was the gun not secure, but what, you overslept? Okay, fine, you overslept, but the school let you in? Oh, but these are questions that need to be asked. Because all of these mistakes led to someone almost losing their life. That could be you. It could be me. It could be anybody else. So if you were the teacher and you heard something like that, what do? You twirl your hair? I don't know, have some coffee? Or do you boil inside and you are ready for war? War, scorched earth. Scorched earth. Everybody burns. Everybody is fired. Everyone is fired. Everyone is getting a lawsuit. What would you do? What would you do if you were the teacher? You just recovered. Your teacher shot you in the chest. Okay, probably laughed because, and then you hear something like that. The family said the week of the shooting was the first week when we were not in class with him. We will regret our absence on this day for the rest of our lives. As an outsider watching this and reading this, this is why I told you, because we're talking about a kid here. We're talking about a kid. We're talking about this guy with the one tooth. We're talking about Chucky. And kids are off limit, but are they? Up to one point, are they not off limit? That's a question, by the way. Are kids really off limit until? Are they? What's the limit here? How drawn are those lines? At what point do we say, look, child, I know you're only 6 years old. It's not your fault, but it's your fault. It's not your fault, but it's your fault. It's not your fault, but it's your fault. You know why I say that like that? Because he has a mental disability and a behavior disability. The parents can only do so much. Which leads me to my thought regarding this the statement. Mom and dad, you knew how severe of a disability your child has. You know the gravity and the severity of his behavior. This is not new. It's new to us because we're watching this. We are going through this thing because but those parents know exactly what child they have. It's irresponsible to have guns in your house. I'm sorry. For a kid like this, please, if it's not the teacher, it's the brother, it's the sister. It could be anybody. It could the neighbor. Irresponsible. At what point do you put your love for guns behind the wellness of your child? Do you understand what I'm saying? The severity is too acute to have firearms. You can't even have a knife set. Please, you all need to sleep with the door locked with this kid around. I'm not even kidding. This is a behavior problem that is beyond what you and I can even handle. This is for professionals to deal with. As a parent, you kind of have to mold a little bit, not like your behavior and your needs and your wants. You have to mold it to your kid to some point. Depending on how severe the situation is, you cannot act as if you don't have a child. You need to act accordingly. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. If you have a child with behavior problems, you don't go out and party all day. No, honey, you handle this. So my question for the parents are they at fault here? They're 100% at fault. You should, this is my opinion, please get your stew sticks away. Don't be mad at me. Tell me your opinion. Let's converse. But in my opinion, the parents are 100% at fault and they need to be criminally charged. And you might ask yourself, why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because in life, mistakes cost. Yeah, it costs. You could do whatever you want, but at a cost. And sometimes a mistake is humongous. Put yourself in the shoes of that teacher. I could tell you right now, if I was a teacher and I was shot, everybody's getting sued. The state, oh yes. The school bus, oh yes. The officers, everybody's getting a lawsuit. I'm going to go broke suing everybody. I'm not even joking. I'm not even kidding. So when I put myself in the shoes of the teacher, she's even nicer than me because I'm alive, I'm blinking, I'm looking at the ceiling. I'm like, okay, what happened? And then as I discover more stuff, I will be more pissed. It goes further than the school. It goes further than the parents. It goes further than the teacher. It goes all the way up the chain. You can read my mind. You know how far that goes. Wink, wink. Okay, let's go to my surprise video. There is a phenomenon that has been going on online for actually ever since the pandemic. And it started with the happy trend and it went to the negative trend. I was familiar with it because I worked in the medical field and my spouse is a healthcare actuary. I mean, I'm not in now, but I've had history and I'm no stranger to the healthcare field. So in the hospital environment. at the beginning of the pandemic, we praise our heroes, and listen to me, nurses are heroes, okay? They are. And then when it went negative, I had an opinion about this, but I never really look. I feel more braver and braver the more I'm in front of you. So I want to know what you feel about that. This is my last questions. My last question. What do you think about this? Let's look at it together and then let's discuss.
This nurse has just lost a patient. Overwhelmed with emotion, she leans against the wall. Then she removes her mask and tries to shake it off. She still has 5 hours left in her shift. Her video is set to emotional music, and her camera is positioned to capture her movements perfectly. But today, the nurse finds herself under fire. Many people who've seen the video on social media are calling her self-promoting and the video cringeworthy. Now the debate is raging. Did she go too far? I had a lot of people die on my watch during the pandemic, and this type of performative garbage makes me furious, says one healthcare worker. Let me set up the camera so I can cry, goes another edgy remark. It seems to be part of a growing trend. TikTok is filled with healthcare workers posting their anguish after a patient dies. This nurse sits on the floor lamenting the death of her patient. This healthcare worker is in the hospital parking garage, overcome by grief. Some comments are supportive. I'm sure it's hard to lose a patient. Sometimes you just want to feel seen. At the height of the pandemic, America fell in love with hero healthcare workers and their videos showing how they stayed upbeat during such harrowing times. So did this nurse go too far? We asked medical ethicist Professor Michael Gusmano.
I don't think it rises to the level of being unethical. I thought it was probably mildly unprofessional and a little bit attention-seeking. I just hope that the negative attention does not detract from the important work that nurses are doing.
What do you think? Look, I'll tell you something. It's very weird. You might be thinking, like, what the hell? It's very weird. And I can tell you from experience and from experiencing crying in front of you in the camera, I never cried on camera. I never cried talking to a camera like that. No, my emotional weaknesses have always been in a confinement of privacy. That's why at the beginning I would edit the hell out of it until it became like, oh my God, I'm gonna edit this again. It became not sustainable to edit every time I cry. I cry a lot. It's not hard to make me cry. And it's weird because it's not, it's exhausting. It's tiring. It's emotionally a lot. And you have to pick the music, you got to set the camera, then you have to like pick the angle. What? And someone just died. That's why I'm like, I knew about this phenomenon because I was very close to the first phenomenon where nurses were jawing and cheering for one another because, I lost a cousin to COVID during the pandemic. He was 38 years old. I'm 37. At the time I was 36. Yeah. 38 years old in Paris during the height of the mess. Where Paris was a mess. He died confined with his wife and kid right there. Okay. And it was a mess. A complete mess. And I have friends who were nurses. You nurses will follow me. I don't know how you did during the pandemic, but it was a hard job, right? And nurses are the foot soldiers of the healthcare industry. Without nurses, you have no healthcare industry. Forget the doctors, forget that. Because you need someone there to do all the detail work. Doctors just show up, yes, no, yes, no. You need okay, no, they don't do that. Please, don't throw tomatoes at me. But you know what I'm saying? You need a grunt worker. Soldiers are the foot soldiers of our healthcare industry. And they were worked to exhaustion. So let me know what you think about this shift. As I came across it because it's starting to be it's made a resurgence. It's made a resurgence back because anyway, what do you think? Anyway. Can you tell something? Oh my God. Yes, it happened again, but edit it. Let's go to my let's talk. Oh, what a mess. I'm a disaster. Listen, how was your weekend? How was the weekend? How was the weekend? Did you have a good time on the weekend? Good. I had a good time on the weekend. Yeah. What did you do for the weekend? And by the way, look, there's a new change going on for the Let's Talk. I've enjoyed thoroughly your superpowers. What? I'm going to abuse this Let's Talk. Are you ready? I have 2 questions for you. I'm going to ask you questions now because I told you human beings interest me. I want to know more about you every little bit. I don't want to divulge too much. Anyway. So, first question. How was the weekend? Please share. Please. And everybody, please be respectful when people share, okay? Please respectful. But how was the weekend? How was the weekend? What was the highlight of your weekend? And what did you do this weekend? And if you did nothing, just say you did nothing. Please, you know what I did this weekend? Nothing. All right, that's it. But that's the first question. The second question is, what are you looking for the most for the week? What's so special about this week? And if it's nothing, just say nothing. Just like today, I have nothing special for this week. Honey, my week is going to be very hard. I'm going to be a single father again because Christopher is going to Vegas, not for party. There's a huge situation going on at his job, and he is bolder than me. I cannot believe he's doing this, but okay. Anyway, so there it is. And then okay, that's wait, one more. Yeah, one more. So first question, second question. The third question is, what is your favorite food? What is your favorite dish? Go. And yeah, I'm gonna do that for the Let's Talk. So like, it's gonna be a very cool way for me to, because I have a good photographic memory. I can attach your username to the picture of your username of your logo. The only thing I have a problem is people who don't use an actual image, because then it gets the letter of the alphabet. That one confuses me. So I can't connect the 2 dots because some people with the same first letter confuses me. But the people who had a picture and a name, I know exactly who you are, darling. Please. I have a good photographic memory. So, answer away. I cannot. J'ai hâte de regarder votre commentaire. That means I cannot. I want to look at your comments with haste. J'en ai hâte. This has been a very difficult week, Ken. Yeah, it was very difficult. It's a parenting situation. I'm having a very hard time with Olympia. She is I've already cried, please. No. I've got it out. No. What's going on is that she has this separation anxiety that I don't know if it's normal or not. Our next doctor's appointment is coming up. Who cares? It's coming up somewhere down the future. And she's always been demanding, but this is on another level. And the screaming, it's unconsolable screaming. It's like it pierces through your brain. And I've had to have my mother-in-law, and she came because she came and I just needed to go out in a car away from the noise. Where was Chris, you might ask? Chris is going through a very difficult situation right now. His job. What, you might ask? Listen, no, Chris is a healthcare actuary. He is making changes at a level that I don't even comprehend. He is bolder than me. You think I'm bold? I am not bold. I'm coward-ish. I get scared easy. He doesn't get scared. Chris is very bold, and he's making very big leaps, and it's making everybody over there at his work angry. But for some reason, he's not fired yet. No, it seems to be working, but he's been very loud. He's fighting. He's fighting for his staff. He's fighting for what's just. That's not even about Chris. No, this is about Olympia. I don't know. Monica, you said take her for a drive. Doesn't really quite work. Like it does, but it doesn't. It does, but it doesn't. It does, but it doesn't. It's not quite consistent. And you come home and she's screaming and crying, and you're like, "What is it?" It's not the food. It's not the diaper. I don't know what it is. Too much, like entertain her a lot. But the thing, you know what? Even throughout all that, as much as I say I struggled, you know, it's the most beautiful thing. Because even though like I'm frustrated, but when I hold her in my arms, everything goes away. Until I put her down and I'm like, oh God, please be quiet. But once I hold her, and then she looks at me and she laughs. Every time she looks at me, she laughs. We're a laughing household, so she laughs a lot. And I'm a toucher. So she knows when I hold her very close and I hold her tight. She loves it. Oh my God, I can feel she squeezes too. And she plays with my face because I'm this close to her. She's always playing with me. Yeah, but this week was hard. It was the hardest week I've had. I slept all day Saturday. My mother-in-law came. And she took Olympia, and I slept all day. Anyway, so today's Monday. It's not Monday when I'm making this, please. Today's Monday. Brian Koberger update. I haven't contacted Erica Patterson yet. I've seen the comments in regards to like the asking money and stuff. I've seen that. I don't know how to feel about that. I saw it. I processed it. I took note of it, and I'm waiting for Chris's input. I have to make a decision about this, of course. And look, I've ordered this camera. Oh my God, it's not working. It's for the live. Like it's ridiculous. Nothing has worked this week. Nothing has worked. Only you have worked. But behind the scenes, I've been very sad. Anyway, that's it. Goodbye. I have to edit this. I can't stay up too late. I need to sleep. I love you so much for watching. And you know what? Thank you for listening to my mess. And listen, I have to say not a special thank you, because sometimes the stories I gave may not interest you, but you're still around and you still watch and you still stay, and it makes me happy. Yeah. So thank you. Don't think that's insignificant at all. Oh, I have to edit now. Okay. Bye. I don't know why it does that. Why? Because it's not blurry. What is that? Anyway, bye. I love you for watching. You're the best thing ever. Let me just see. Oh, it was just dirty. I need to clean my lens, I guess, every time I come here and film. Bye.